This is Zaffo. I'm Malene. We're out working, or I'm working or trying to work. Zaffo thinks that when we're out working, it means that I'm throwing sticks for her all the time. I'm trying to teach her that that's not how it works, but she doesn't really agree. Today, I wanted to show you how we split wood. Today's a good day for it because it's sunny. It's cold though, but if I turn the camera carefully and not right in the middle of the sun, you will see that the sun is out here on this side of the house until around midday or a little over. And in the wintertime, I find it very nice to be out here in the mornings up until midday, because then I can work in the sun, because it is cold, but it's nice to be out here in the sun. If I go out and split wood in the summertime, oh, I'm sorry, the sun is in the camera. If I go out and split wood in the summertime, then of course I wait till the afternoon when the sun has moved to the other side of the house and there's a bit of shade out here. And that's how it's always organized around here. When you live like I do, almost everything you do is a little bit weather dependent, or at least it is weather cooperative. What I do, that goes for inside and outside work, but I'm gonna try and put you down here and show you how the wood splitter works. If I can talk to you simultaneously, that would be a good thing. Now what I do is I put a lot of the you can't see right from there, but I do take my big chunks from over here. Nej, nu skal du lige gå over og lege selv, Zaffo. Leg selv. I have this pile left. I take them from there, put them in this wheelbarrow, put that on that side, have another wheelbarrow on this side, and I split in here, and they run out that way and dump down in the wheelbarrow. That should be easy enough. Now what it can do is that it can, of course, be hard to split them if there are knots and stuff in them. This one has a little bit of a knot in it, not difficult. But what I want to do when I split, I'm not sure if I got it in the shot. I think I'm gonna turn the camera around so that I can see what you see. That's a little bit easier. It's a bit easier for me to be able to communicate directly with you and to see the screen at the same time. This piece of wood has a knot down there, and that is, I'm not worried about that one. It will split very fine this way. What I've learned from hand chopping a lot of wood is that it chops the easiest if you chop it from the top to the bottom. So it's nice to find out where is the growth direction on the wood, on the piece of wood here. And seeing this knot, I can see that it grows this way. So I split it from top to bottom. Now, is that necessary when you have a 5-ton splitter? No, it's not. She would split it, Cluvella would split it either way. But I believe that when I have such a good helper, I have to take care of her as best I can. And I believe that sparing her for using too much excess force would prolong her life, I hope. So we'll see if this one goes easy. Wood against the axe, this one against there, and here we go. Bam. Already there, I can hear on that crack that the tension is out, and very easily split this one. And I like to have them and a bit smaller pieces. So there you go. Now there I didn't hear a crack. And what is dangerous to do is to just put your hands in here and take this one out, because there can be so much tension on it. So if I have to take it out, not run it all the way through, take it this way out, I always take it on the side of the wood. I do not put my fingers in a split like that, but it's not much tension, it was just the knot holding onto it. Everything falls into wood barrel. Also if it's pushed all the way, because then I can just push it through the villa and it falls down in the wheelbarrow on the other side. So that's an easy job, and Zaffo would call it extremely boring. I just have to throw her stick. Wah! Sit. Nope. Go. And there will be pieces of wood with more tension in them or more curved growth, and they could be a bit dangerous because you never know really where the tension is, and that's why I leave this protection plate on. Already earlier today there was a piece of wood that split with a lot of tension, and it just hammered out against this piece with a big bang, and you can see there are dents in already. I don't know if you can see it, but there are already dents in this, and it just went BAM and went that way, and this one went in here. And had this one not been on, it could have hit my arm, or it could have hit the little dog sitting nearby, and that's not a good thing. But isn't it dangerous to have Zaffo with you when you work? No, it's not, because I have the protection on it, and she keeps out of the way. It's not dangerous for me either, because it's a two-hand operation, and I will watch closely what I do when I work with. But you see this one, it more shatters than it splits, and that's when sometimes I try to turn them around, take them split them from the other end, from the root end up to the top, because it goes a bit easier sometimes, like this. And this one, it's a little bit too big for my liking, actually. I want them smaller, but not when it's difficult wood like this. I'll leave them this size. And sometimes I hit the barrel. So, that's the splitting part of it. And I can take you to where I dump them. And I will, but we won't be driving the barrel all the way because I don't have a GoPro and it'll just be bumpy. So I'll just jump out to where I put my wood. And you will see magic, because now I'm here and now I'm out here at my lumber yard. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you how far I've come in building my stack. I think I'm going to call it my rack stack. This is the long rack where I used to have just a little pile of wood, and because it couldn't go any bigger because it will fall down to either side, then I put in these 7 posts. And they were aligned, and you can see they're not anymore. And Zaffo's crying again. Come on. Come with your stick then. Come on. Get over here. Bring your stick. Now play with it yourself then. They were aligned completely. They're not anymore because some of them are a bit weaker than the others. And they tilt when I weave in. I'm sorry for the camera. It's just Zaffo finds me really, really, really boring because we're out here and I'm not playing. And that's the only reason to go out here, she thinks. Well, I put in the 7 poles in the holes, and those of you who saw that video know that I didn't dig very deep down because I was gonna weave all these branches in between them, and they are gonna hold them up. Now I'm halfway done. Over here in the back. No, play selv. Leg selv lidt. Leg selv lidt nu. Yeah. Play on your own. Okay. Go play. Yeah. Go play. Yes. Over here in the bag, there are a lot of these whippers. I don't know if you call them that in English, but they are trees that start growing kind of like in the brush, in forests that are not maintained. And this piece of the forest hasn't been. So they just grow wild and grow very dense, and because they are that close to other trees, they really reach up and stretch up to catch the sun with their leaves in the top of them. And they will never, ever, ever become good and strong trees. Some of them will, so you can leave the biggest ones of them or the healthiest ones, and then you can very well cut down a lot of the others, of these long whippers, as they call, because they will just be standing there whipping back and forth. They'll never build a good and solid trunk anyway. So for maintenance of the forest, you would just cut them down anyway, and I can cut them down and put them to good use. I don't even have to use the chainsaw because they're not. Zaffo, stop now. You can play on your own. You can play on your own. Yes, go. They are not thicker than my wrist, and I have very, very thin wrists. So that's about that size, and I have a wonderful pair of scissors that Casey gave me present from my sponsors, and it cuts through these branches or trees like nothing. So I can kind of show you my thumb here. It's almost all of my thumb, this thickness here. It cuts like a hot knife through butter, and that's very, very easy. And I just have to hold them down here, and then I just braid them in. From one end, from the other end. It doesn't have to be pretty. It has to be, all I have to consider is that they support the post by weaving it from one side and the other side, and not push the posts out of position. So that's what I've been doing. And then I throw all the split wood on it, and I have just hauled 1 wheelbarrow full of wood. When I finish building the wall, I'm gonna put these pieces a little bit more pack them a little bit, pack them with air in between them so they won't rot. They need to dry out, but pack them a little bit so I can have space for more. That's the deal. These are not covered because it's nicely sunny today, but you can see the tops are here, so it's ready to be put on today or tomorrow, because there will be snow coming. I don't need the snow to be on the piles and then melt and water down through the piles. So before the snow starts coming, I will have to pack the tops on again. That's why they're not wrapped up or anything. They were frozen, they were cold, they were wet. I just took them off and didn't want to touch them. That was a little bit of splitting for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly do enjoy being out here. And it's lunch in a minute, so just 1 more wheelbarrow and we go. Can you say bye-bye, Zaffo? Bye-bye. See you on the next one.